Good evening and welcome to NightinGala 2020, celebrating the International Year of the Nurse and Midwife. I wish we could all be together today as we were in NightinGala 2019, but I am grateful that we're together virtually. Tonight, as we continue to face some of the most challenging times many of us have ever experienced, we honor nursing, a profession that has been recognized as the most trusted profession in the country for 18 years in a row by the Gallup organization. Nurses are the heartbeat of healthcare. Globally, nurses and midwives account for nearly 50% of the healthcare workforce. With the shortage of healthcare workers worldwide, nurses and midwives are key to filling the gap. In the U.S., there are nearly 3 million registered nurses. So it is no surprise that nurses play a major role in the healthcare of our communities, state, nation, and the world. Nurses are integral for shaping the future of healthcare for all of us. From the beginning of our lives, nurses are by our side, providing care and compassion to people of all ages and stages of life. That has never been more evident than in this year as healthcare professionals respond heroically to the challenges of treating patients with the novel coronavirus. Nurses have been on the front lines of this effort, and nurses have continued their service in all aspects of healthcare, including care for the elderly, care for pediatric patients, and in carrying out the important research to advance nursing science. I have never been more proud to be a nurse, and we are so privileged to recognize the nurse heroes in our midst tonight. Following our keynote speech, we will present nursing awards in the following categories: the Dr. John W. Runyon Jr. Community Nursing Award, the Bedside Nurse Hero Award, the Advanced Practice Nurse Hero Award, the Executive Nurse Hero Award, and for the first time ever, the COVID-19 Community Nurse Hero Award. Now, it is my pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker, Dr. Alisa Haushalter, Director of the Shelby County Health Department and leader of the community's public response to the pandemic. I'm proud to say that Dr. Househalter is both an alumni of our college and a faculty member. She earned her Doctor of Nursing Practice at UTHSC, and she also teaches in our college in the Leadership and Health Policy courses. Her tireless leadership during the pandemic has been nothing short of inspiring. She was recognized recently by the Memphis Business Journal as a healthcare hero. As director of the Shelby County Health Department since 2016, Dr. Househalter is a committed public servant and a true nurse leader. As we consider the contributions of nursing to our community, it is my pleasure to welcome Dr. Alisa Haushalter to share her reflections on the nursing profession.
Thank you for providing me the opportunity to make a few comments for the 2020 NightinGala celebration. Specifically, I want to acknowledge Dean Likes for her leadership and thank her for the invitation. I also want to thank the Planning Committee for their commitment and creativity in assuring that we did not miss this opportunity to celebrate all that is nursing. It's truly an honor to be here with you during this unprecedented time in history. 2020 is unprecedented in many ways. 2020 has been designated the International Year of the Nurse and Midwife, celebrating the 200th anniversary of the birth of Florence Nightingale. 2020 also marks the 100th anniversary of the suffragette movement, providing women the right to vote in the United States. And 2020 will be remembered for the pandemic of likely our lifetime. In celebrating the year of the nurse and midwife, we celebrate Florence Nightingale, the mother of modern nursing. As we think of Florence Nightingale, we likely envision the photos that we are all familiar with. The lady with the lamp diligently making rounds during the Crimean War to not only assess her patients, but processes and systems of care. Or you may envision an aging Nightingale writing notes on a variety of topics to assure that her wisdom is passed on. When I reflect on Florence Nightingale, I typically envision the Florence Nightingale Museum and the House of Parliament. For me, this is where the past unites with the present. Most importantly to me as a public health nurse, Florence Nightingale radically changed the discipline of nursing through her advocacy for policy and particularly her direct advocacy to Parliament. Today, we honor all nurses. However, as a seasoned public health nurse, I point out that my lens is one of public health nursing, a focus on community and population health built on a foundation of social justice. On March 8, 2020, along with Mayor Harris, Mayor Strickland, and Dr. Threlkeld from Baptist, I announced to Shelby County that we had experienced our first case of coronavirus, now COVID-19. To say life has not been the same since March 8, 2020 would be an understatement. Many of us have experienced the suffering and loss associated with a pandemic that seems to linger on forever. We have experienced fatigue and moral distress. I have publicly noted my own existential moment regarding the role of public health and the role of public health nursing in modern society. While I have many stories to share regarding my role as the director of the Public Health Department in Shelby County and the COVID-19 pandemic, today I will focus on three things: gratitude, inspiration, and a call to action. Florence Nightingale stressed that we must never consider ourselves finished nurses. We must be learning all of our lives. I want to express my gratitude for the following, each of which has served to prepare me, support me, and teach me during the pandemic. First, I want to recognize family, those people who have supported me during the last 7 months. But most importantly, I want to acknowledge our oldest child, who as a football player did a reverse and said to me things that I've said to him repeatedly. So at one point, he asked a question about how things were going, and I had a less than positive response. His response to me was, "You have trained for this moment, you're prepared for this moment, just play the game." So we both kind of laughed, but that taught me to remember the importance of preparing nurses for moments such as this, the educational process that gets us ready to be able to respond during a pandemic. Second, I want to express gratitude towards teachers and mentors, those who have challenged me, educated me, and encouraged me. Like Athena, teachers and mentors come in many disguises. Early in the pandemic, a local reporter wrote an article and featured feedback from both my supporters and non-supporters. One of the non-supporters, who remained anonymous, criticized me for thinking like a nurse. This comment caused me to reflect deeply on what it means to be a nurse, what it means to think like a nurse. It served to remind me that others may want to define who we are as nursing, but it is our responsibility to define the discipline of nursing. Third, I express gratitude for travel, those places and experiences that have afforded me an opportunity to understand history, context, and see beyond my current landscape. I am particularly grateful to have had the opportunity to travel to England while a student here at UT. The journey afforded me an opportunity to develop a deeper understanding that the role that Florence Nightingale has played in developing what we know as modern nursing. I want to also talk about inspiration. Lillian Wald, the founder of the Henry Street Settlement and mother of public health nursing in the United States, has said, "Those that are familiar with nurses are amazingly impressed by their quality of work, the initiative they take, and not only in their profession, but in the social problems that so intimately identified with their work." I've been impressed and inspired throughout the course of the pandemic by nurses who have provided care to individuals, families, and communities during a time of uncertainty, limited PPE, and risk of illness. I have been inspired by their demonstration of commitment, compassion, and caring. I've been inspired by nurse educators who have had to pivot how they teach to assure that students' learning needs are met. I have been impressed and inspired by their demonstration of excellence in teaching, dedication to students, and creativity. I've also been inspired by nurse leaders who have actively participated in the Memphis and Shelby County response. I've been impressed and inspired by their demonstration of leadership, holistic perspective of patient and family, and their camaraderie. But more importantly, I want to give a call to action. Florence Nightingale said, "You ask me why I do not write something. I think one's feelings waste themselves in words. They ought all to be distilled into action, and into action which brings results." So I want to conclude with a call to action for all nurses. A call to lift our voices both individually and collectively. I call you to lift your voice to tell your story for the historic record. The story of COVID-19 from a nursing perspective. Share your role during the pandemic. Write it, record it, videotape it, write notes on it. Whatever you do, tell it. Share your experiences, feelings, and reflections on the pandemic. Share your knowledge, whether you choose to present or publish. Disseminate your work. Secondly, I call you to lift your voice to build the next generation of nurses. Share your knowledge and wisdom with others. Serve as a coach or mentor. Reach out to someone different than yourself. Help build a diverse and inclusive workforce that represents the communities that we serve. Contribute what your heart and pocketbook leads you to do, but support nursing education and nursing innovation. Third, I call you to lift your voice to create conditions that improve health and well-being for all. Serve on a board, committee, or task force, or join your state action coalition. Go upstream and focus on the social determinants of health. Exercise the moral determination necessary to advocate for equity and conditions that promote health for all. Fourth, lift your voice to advance the discipline of nursing. Join your professional organization, support full practice authority, and advocate for increased funding for nursing education. Lastly, lift your voice and exercise your right to vote. Your vote always counts, but this year more than any other, your voice needs to be heard. Select how you will vote, and regardless of who you vote for or what issues you vote for, vote. This, in fact, is an unprecedented time in history, and nurses are on the front line. By implementing this call to action, we will all be honoring not only Florence Nightingale and her legacy, but we will be honoring those who fought so valiantly to assure that we had the ability to participate in our democracy through our right to vote. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Haushalter. And thank you, everybody, for joining the celebration of nursing, utilizing our virtual platform. It is our great honor as the College of Nursing to offer this 4th annual NightinGala to celebrate nursing in our community. This event celebrates all nurses and the heart, the grit, and the grace that you bring to nursing into our communities. This event would not be possible without our wonderful sponsors. We appreciate all of our sponsors, including the University of Tennessee Health Science Center, St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, Baptist Memorial Healthcare Corporation, Methodist Le Bonheur Healthcare, Regional One Health, the Tennessee Center for Health Workforce Development, and Dr. Alisa Haushalter. We're very grateful for your continued support. Now, I would like to begin the awards program with the presentation of the John W. Runyon Jr. Community Nursing Award. This award was established in 1979 and recognizes a registered nurse practicing in Tennessee, Mississippi, or Arkansas who has made significant contributions to the development and promotion of community health nursing. The award is named in honor of Dr. John W. Runyon, Jr., Distinguished Professor Emeritus at the University of Tennessee Health Science Center's Department of Preventive Medicine and a great friend of nursing. Sadly, Dr. Runyon passed away in March, and I'd like to take a moment here just to say a few words about his amazing life. Dr. Runyon graduated from the Johns Hopkins University School of Medicine in 1947, after which he joined the faculty of the University of Tennessee Memphis College of Medicine in 1960, where he founded the Division of Endocrinology and led it for a decade. He subsequently served as professor and chairman of the Department of Preventive Medicine from 1972 through 1994. With his leadership, the department added programs in geriatric medicine and health promotion disease prevention. Dr. Runyon was instrumental in designing and establishing one of the nation's premier community-based nurse-run chronic disease management treatment programs, which won national recognition for the university. The clinics were one of the first examples of the utilization of nurses in an expanded role that demonstrated a reduction in morbidity and mortality. Dr. Runyon truly changed the way healthcare was provided in the 1960s and beyond. The awards and honors for his outstanding contributions to community health during his lifetime include the John D. Rockefeller III Public Service Award, the American College of Physicians Rosenthal Award, the American Diabetes Association's Upjohn Award, the Distinguished Alumnus Award from Johns Hopkins University, and the Laureate Award from the Tennessee chapter of the American College of Physicians. Quite impressive. This year's deserving recipient of the Dr. John W. Runyon Jr. Award is Jennifer Dazitsky, State Public Health Nursing Director for the Tennessee Department of Health. Jenny has held roles of progressive responsibility with the Department of Health since 2011, when she joined the Maury County Health Department as a nursing supervisor. Jenny is described as an excellent leader and team builder by her colleagues. In 2018, she was awarded the Intrastate Departmental Suicidal Prevention Award, presented by the Tennessee Suicide Prevention Network. This award recognizes innovations and excellence in Tennessee's suicide prevention awareness movement and highlighted Jenny's statewide impact on suicide prevention efforts. Now, we'll take a moment to enjoy a video of the Runyon Award presentation to our 2020 award winner, Jenny Duditsky, which took place in Nashville.
I'm delighted to present Jenny Duditsky with the 2020 John W. Runyon Community Nursing Award. How fitting, how perfect that it is in 2020, the year of the nurse and the midwife, that Jenny's getting this award. Jenny's a state public health nursing director, where she not only serves as the primary voice of public health nurses, but also is an excellent collaborator, working across disciplines, across divisions, both internal and external to the Tennessee Department of Health. She does that work to improve and promote the health of Tennesseans. That's her main goal. I have so many examples of her amazing work. Just during the short time I was able to work with her, a time that I will always treasure. One is the Public Health Nursing Residency Program. Jenny was instrumental in developing and coordinating Tennessee's very first public health nursing residency. It's focused on intensive skill building and mentoring for new graduates. A key component of that, of course, is in planning this residency was ensuring preceptor readiness. She developed an advanced training for nursing preceptors, including effective communication, debriefing, and feedback, so that our preceptors were ready to train the best public health nursing leaders to be. The training was evaluated so highly that it was expanded to more than 100 public health nurse leaders across the state. Jenny's also led and been a role model in emergency preparedness, including serving on the front lines post-disaster with the Tennessee Department of Health strike team. And speaking of disasters, that's where we are now in a pandemic. Jenny brings her calmness and her wonderful demeanor to being able to be a leader in this COVID-19 pandemic. I recently spoke to one of her direct reports, and here are some of the words this person used to describe Jenny during the management of this pandemic. She's tireless. She works at least 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. She's completely dedicated. She ensures that nurses have what they need to provide services in every county. She maintains her calm and positive attitude and outlook. People around Jenny feel valued. She has this innate ability to recognize people's strengths and then to draw on those strengths to get things done. People love that. They love being recognized and they love being able to do what they're best at. I was told by this direct report, she's an example for all. She's the best boss I've ever had. Jenny's an exemplary public health nurse and leader and represents the standards set by the Runyon Award. Congratulations, Jenny.
Thank you so much. I'm so honored to be the recipient of the John W. Runyon Award and to even be mentioned in the same category as past recipients like Patty Scott, my friend. We have worked with such an amazing team of nurses that I'm really humbled. I feel like they all deserve recognition and award. So thank you very much.
Well deserved, Jenny, and congratulations again. We will now recognize winners of the 2020 Nurse Hero Awards. Dr. Sarah Day, Assistant Dean and Professor in our Center for Community and Global Partnerships, will assist me tonight with the awards. Several nominations were received in each category. To qualify, each winner had to demonstrate excellence in the practice, science, and art of nursing. The final selection for tonight's winners all demonstrated outstanding professional contributions in clinical care and patient outcomes. The first award we'll announce tonight is perhaps the one our community is most familiar with, the Bedside Nurse Hero Award. With 18 years as a registered nurse, the Bedside Nurse Hero Award recipient for 2020 is equally well known for her nursing skill and her kind and thoughtful care. Each week, her nurse manager receives messages from this nurse's patients about the wonderful care they receive at her hands. Our award winner is also a preceptor and mentor to young nurses, always making time to take them under her wing to help them grow into strong, gentle, and knowledgeable nurses. The consistency of her care is remarkable, as is her willingness to not only care for the patients, but to listen to them and pray with them. This combination of care results in comfort and peace for the patients she serves in her role as a charge nurse for the post-operative unit at St. Francis. It is my honor to present the 2020 Bedside Nurse Hero Award to Ruth Antony.
Hello, everyone. I'm so thankful to receive this award. I thank you, Dr. Wendy Likes. I appreciate that. And I thank you for this Nightingale time. And then I thank every committee who have participated in bringing us this level. And this time, I'm so thankful to St. Francis Hospital who has nominated me. And I'm so glad that it is so overwhelming to rejoice to be in the place to be honored like this. As I get this reward, I wanted to tell this is the reward for nurses, the hero. But when I get this, I feel like this is the award for all of my co-workers and colleagues who work in St. Francis Hospital. As you all know, this is the pandemic time. We have gone through a lot. And I know you all could not give a reward for every one of us as the stage cannot hold it. So on behalf of my colleagues and everyone, I represented my hospital and I'm proud to get this. So as you all said, this 18 years service in St. Francis Hospital. Before that, I come from India. I learned an institute in that it is a Christian institute. They taught us there are so many are called, only few are chosen to be a nurse. So that was the motto. It stuck in my mind. Every time I think this is not just a profession, it is a calling. So that motivated me to be a passionate for my patient. And if I want, I can tell a story what happened in St. Francis Hospital, where I work. That is a surgical floor, but recently we converted as a COVID floor. So during that time, it was not easy for us to take care of a patient because we were thinking that we're a surgical floor, we don't need to deal with that. But it was a sudden change for us, whole entire team, for my manager, my coworker, everyone to take care of a COVID patient. During the time, I wanted to tell you one thing, what happened. It touched my life is, there was a patient, she was like very old lady. She was like 5 weeks she was in the COVID floor. And she was positive for COVID for 4 or 5 times. She was deteriorating. But every time the family members wanted to talk to her, she didn't want to talk, but she didn't know how to use an iPhone or video call or anything. So whenever I go to the room, I see her food will be lying there. She won't talk. She just wanted to hold my hands every time I go. But the reason I don't want to be there because of the COVID, I used to think, I wish I could stay. I tried to feed her, but she used to refuse that. But sometimes I used to talk to her. Her daughter used to call the floor every time and ask about it. So one day I was thinking, somehow I want to help the daughter. I said, you want to see the patient, see the by video, because I feel like she's very depressed. The daughter said, yeah. I said, I'm very busy. Probably in the morning before I leave the night duty, I can show you the video. You can talk to that. That night was very busy. I thought that I didn't have time, but something was pushing me that I have to show the mom to the daughter. So a morning I took a risk, and then there was no facility in the beginning. We were trying. So I used my phone. I covered everything. I went to the room. I showed the video call. So the daughter, first time seeing the mom after 5 weeks, the mom was so excited. On top, when she saw she woke up all her grandchildren, and she started showing the grandma, and she saw her, she smiled and everything. So that was a conversation happened. After that, I said, I was there in the room for a long time. I said, I'm risking, I said, okay, next time when I come, I'll take you back again. So this happened Monday morning. I went home. And then for my surprise, Wednesday, while I was somewhere at home, I got a call from the daughter. So I was thinking maybe this daughter is calling to talk to the mom again. I wanted to tell her I'm not working something. For my surprise, the daughter called and she said that, you know what happened? The mom, Monday morning, she called, and then Tuesday, she passed away. She died. The daughter was so sad. And she said, you know, the things you did it for, simple things, making a video call to show my mom, that meant me a lot. She said that is the most amazing things you all nurses did. So I'm so thankful. She said, the things I want to thank you is to show that whatever you did this is a lifelong experience I will hold on in my life, that I saw my mom before she died. So when I heard from that, it challenged me. It gave me a courage to, wow, whatever we do for a patient, it has a meaning. We touch their lives. So I thank God this reward is recognizing for every one of our nurses. And I know we are living in a pandemic. I believe that we will prevail. So that's my testimony. I thank you, each one of you who have given this. I take it as an honor for my whole nursing career people. I thank you. Thank you.
Next, it is my honor to present the Advanced Practice Nurse Hero Award. This award recognizes outstanding contributions to advanced practice. It includes nurse practitioners, CRNAs, nurse midwives, and clinical nurse specialists. This year, this award is being sponsored by St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Advanced practice nurses combine experience with education and the use of scientific evidence in their practice. The winner of tonight's Advanced Practice Award provides exceptional care to adolescents and young adults with HIV/AIDS. She collaborates with physician partners to implement behavioral and therapeutic research protocols. Her work also requires collaboration with multiple teams, the Adolescent Trial Network, HIV/AIDS Cohort Study, and the Clinical Trial and Pediatric Study. She works with her colleagues promoting inclusion and diversity of her patient population on the local, state, and national level. Our award winner is described as a fierce advocate for her patients. She also empowers them to be self-advocates. This nurse is an advanced provider manager for the infectious disease department at St. Jude. She's a wonderful mentor to her colleagues. While at St. Jude, she's received multiple Ovation Awards, not just for her contribution to clinical care, but providing support to her colleagues, being a compassionate manager and a mentor. She is the chair of the St. Jude Nursing Diversity and Inclusion Council, and she is a member of the board of directors for Hope House. And I'm also proud to say she is the two-time alumni of UT Health Science Center College of Nursing. It is my honor to present the Advanced Practice Nurse Hero Award to Dr. Carla London from St. Jude Children's Research Hospital.
Thank you, Dr. Day. Good evening. Special humbling moments like this compels me to peer out of life's back door with gratitude to God for my journey. My burning desire to heal the sick manifested itself as early as 8 years old. I distinctly remember rushing to the aid of my ailing mother, offering assistance to her with her meds, placing a cool towel on her forehead, praying for her and flooding her with countless hugs and kisses as she convinced me that my actions made it all better. My mom was my first patient, and while no longer here, she has been the impetus for me dedicating the last 25 years of my life to the most life-giving profession that one can pursue, nursing. During my tenure as a nurse practitioner, I've had the honor and privilege of serving and partnering with numerous patients, colleagues, and community members. While it has not been the easiest journey, it has been the most rewarding aspect of my life and continuously fulfills my ardent desire to make the world a better place. Those partners are my heroes. I'd like to thank Dean Wendy Likes and the NightinGala Committee and fellow nursing heroes. I'd also like to thank senior nursing leadership at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, our CNO, Robin Muntz, our director for the Center of Advanced Practice, Dr. Suzette Stone, and Kim Woody. I'd also like to acknowledge and thank my amazing infectious disease clinic family who supports and inspires me daily, my patients who I adore beyond words, and my amazing village that includes my wonderful husband, Walt, my loving family and friends. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. London, and congratulations again. Now we will recognize our Executive Nurse Leader Hero Award for 2020. This honors an outstanding contributor of registered nurses in the position of leadership, such as nursing director, nursing manager, supervisor, clinical educator, case manager, or nurse leader. This nurse leader has more than 40 years of experience as an RN. She is the System Director of Nursing Practice and Professional Development for Baptist Memorial Healthcare System. In this role, she is responsible for developing patient policies, procedures, and guidelines. She leads the System Nursing Practice Council. This group oversees nursing practice throughout all the Baptist hospitals. She is described as someone with a calm spirit, a deep curiosity, and an ability to work well with all people. She has also mentored countless nurse leaders over the years. Not only has she mentored them, but she has helped them obtain grant funding to receive graduate degrees. And she served as a preceptor for them. Our award winner is a true change agent. She is a nurse leader who led work to develop the Baptist professional practice model and was instrumental in introducing patient-centered care. She also worked with shared governance and appreciative inquiry throughout the Baptist system. She empowers the frontline staff through a culture of inclusion and positivity. It is my pleasure to recognize Cindy Wooten as 2020 Executive Nurse Leader Award winner.
Thank you, Dr. Day. And thank you, Dr. Likes. I'm extremely honored and humbled to receive the Executive Nurse Hero Award, especially during the International Year of the Nurse celebrations like this NightinGala. A special thanks to the University of Tennessee Health Science Center College of Nursing, along with other nurse leaders throughout our community, for hosting and sponsoring this event to honor all nurses. I am in awe of how brilliant the nursing profession has performed as heroes during the recent months. Many of my colleagues would be disappointed if I didn't mention Florence Nightingale. So, starting with Florence Nightingale, I'm grateful for all the nurses who have gone before us, including my mother. While they too experienced unprecedented disasters, such as what we're experiencing today, by working side by side with the most talented, knowledgeable, hardworking professionals that I know, comes hope and discovery. I am thankful for God's presence always. I'm blessed with the love and the support of my husband and my daughters. I'm grateful for all the faculty who taught me along my way, for nursing leaders who mentored me, and nursing colleagues who inspire me each and every day. You are my heroes. Thank you.
Thank you, Cindy. It is both inspiring and humbling to hear the stories of our nurse heroes. And I know we have many, many heroes within our nursing community. Never before in our lifetime has there been such a call for service and leadership as there has been throughout the COVID-19 pandemic. And nurses have run towards the front lines to provide care to save lives. Because of the extraordinary circumstances of this year, we created the COVID-19 Community Nurse Hero Award to recognize a nurse who has served courageously in this pandemic. And our committee felt that no nominee was more deserving of this award than Dr. Alisa Haushalter. During my introduction before her keynote, I shared about her leadership in the public health effort around COVID-19. I would like to add some additional comments. Dr. Househalter has been integral to the data-driven decisions being made to develop guidance to keep the public safe. This included a 3-phase approach to reopening the city and the county. She is also the point person at the daily press briefings by the COVID-19 Joint Task Force. Providing this level of leadership means great personal sacrifice. She typically leaves home by 5 a.m. and works 15 to 18 hours a day. We appreciate her dedication to the task and the grace with which she carries it out. I'm honored to present our COVID-19 Community Nurse Hero Award to Dr. Alisa Haushalter.
I want to thank you, Dean Likes, for this honor. It's really an honor and a privilege for me to serve Shelby County, but I also want to take this opportunity to recognize the education that I received here at the University of Tennessee. It's one of the few places that had a DNP in public health leadership, and I do fundamentally believe that my experiences here and my education prepared me for this moment. So I want to acknowledge the university, and again, thank you, Dean, for this honor. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Haushalter. And again, congratulations. I want to say thank you on behalf of our whole community for your leadership. I also would like to thank everyone tonight for participating and being a part of this event to honor nurses during this International Year of the Nurse and Midwife. I want to congratulate the phenomenal nurse heroes that we've recognized tonight. The stories have been amazing and very moving, and they're just an example of the work being done by the wonderful nurses throughout our whole community. I want to thank you to all the nurses who are working each day to make a difference. I hope you know you do make a difference. This has not been the year that we've expected, but I'm proud of the work and the leadership nurses have shown to meet the unexpected trials that we are faced with. We will continue to rise to tomorrow's challenges, learn from our experiences, and create healthier communities. Nursing is a wonderful profession, and I am honored and humbled to have a small part in elevating our nurse heroes to be recognized and appreciated throughout our community. Thank you again to our sponsors this evening, to our 2020 nurse heroes, and to those of you celebrating with us tonight. Good evening and be well.